The CIA has assessed that the most likely cause of this pandemic that has wrought so much devastation around the world was because of a lab-related incident in Wuhan. And so we'll continue to investigate that moving forward.
It took 5 years, and the Central Intelligence Agency may have what it calls low confidence in its judgment. And nevertheless, it's a big switch from the agency's previous belief that COVID likely had natural causes.
You're all set, okay?
We have not ever really determined what the cause was of COVID-19, where it came from.
In December 2024, a Republican-led House Select Subcommittee concluded its 2-year investigation into the origins of COVID-19.
The lab leak is the most likely origin scenario, that the Chinese Communist Party was conducting dangerous research, and this type of dangerous research was notionally supported by the NIH.
But many Democrats suggested that the more than 500-page report provided no clear evidence.
I think Republicans want to say it escaped from the Wuhan lab. I don't think we have the proof there. I have lots of questions.
I, John Ratcliffe, do solemnly swear.
Newly sworn-in CIA Director John Ratcliffe released an agency assessment that the Biden administration had declined to make public.
I think we'll get to the point where every intelligence agency in the United States will agree with the CIA's assessment that the most likely outcome was from a lab in Wuhan.
The Federal Bureau of Investigation long ago judged the lab to be the likeliest source.
You're talking about a potential leak from a Chinese government-controlled lab that killed millions of Americans.
Back in April of 2020, we published an op-ed by Tom Cotton titled "Coronavirus and the Laboratories in Wuhan." In it, the Arkansas senator raised doubts about Beijing's claim that COVID-19 had originated in an animal wet market and pointed instead to the possibility of a lab leak.
We do know they were investigating and researching coronaviruses in that laboratory. It could have been an accidental breach. It could have been a worker that was infected. My point, Martha, is that we don't know, and until we get all the evidence from the Chinese Communist Party, it is only responsible, not irresponsible, to keep an open mind about all hypotheses.
The US intelligence and healthcare bureaucracies resisted that conclusion, perhaps in part because US grants may have financed the gain-of-function research that allowed the virus to jump to human hosts.
What we're alleging is that gain-of-function research was going on in that lab and NIH funded it.
You are implying that what we did was responsible for the deaths of individuals. I totally resent that. And if anybody is lying here, Senator, it is you.
One benefit of the recent change in administration is that Trump officials such as Mr. Ratcliffe may be able to restore public trust by being more transparent about controversial intelligence findings or facts that the Biden administration wanted to stay secret. No, the switcheroo shouldn't dictate President Trump's China policy, but it does give Americans one more reason not to rely on Chinese assurances about anything the US can't persuasively prove itself.
We met with them, we said, do you audit the lab? And they said, annually. Did you audit it after the outbreak? Yes. Was anything found? No. Do you test your staff? Yes.
But you're just taking their word for it.
Well, what else can we do? There's a limit to what you can do, and we went right up to that limit.